Everyone's been saying that. None of it has been true. This has not worked. Like, let me fucking be. Let's get this party started. Wow. Just got my hair done. You can't see it in this lighting right now, and I don't have time to pull over and show you. I'm in a major rush. We were at it for 6 hours. 6 hours I was sitting on a chair. My ass hurts so bad. Oh my God, I have such a headache too. I think just from like being the same, I don't know, like being inside with the chemicals and things like that, but I love it. It doesn't look different right now, I don't think, but it is different. Like we did a whole head of foils and toned and trimmed a little bit and shaped a little bit, and I think I am done with my hair journey. I really like this. I think it looks like natural-ish. Reminds me of the hair color I had when I was younger, before I did stuff to it, and so it makes me happy. I gotta drive, so report back. Good morning. Hi. I gotta stop recording when I'm like this. I want to talk to you guys about sleep training and about our sleep situation, how that's been going. For those that don't know, if I haven't mentioned it in this vlog, we have been trying to sleep train for going on 11 nights, 12 nights. We started hot and strong. We went from co-sleeping and nursing to sleep and nursing all night to you're in your own room, in your toddler bed, and you're not touching the boob all night right away. So like cold turkey. That is the only thing that I think would have worked for our daughter. And has it worked? To a degree, yes. She has not asked for booby once, even the first night, which is insane, all right? Which is insane. I did not think that was gonna be possible. I thought it was gonna be screaming bloody murder till she got a boob, okay? No, that is now the least of our concern. She just doesn't sleep. We have done like gentle sleeping methods. We let her cry it out for like 10 seconds to see if she can settle herself. If not, we walk to her room. By the time we get to her room, it's like another 20 seconds or whatever. She has time to settle, but she knows we're gonna come in. We come in, we put her back lying down on her back because she's usually sitting up or standing. She could be in deep sleep and like barely waking up, and she'll just flip over and sit up. I'm like, girl, give yourself a minute. And then we just try and settle her in her crib. Last resort is picking her up. She escalates. If we try over and over again, she's escalating, nothing's working. We pick her up, give her a few seconds to calm down, and then we'll put her back down. For the first 2 nights, we were seeing some progress. And then night 3 and onward, everything has gone downhill. I don't know if sleep training is supposed to be linear or not, but from what I've been told, it's, oh, in a few nights, you'll see she'll sleep through the night. You just have to night wean. The minute you take out the boobie, she will sleep. Again, not true, okay? Everyone's been saying that. None of it has been true. And it makes me feel angry and isolated because I'm like, why is it that nothing that works for everybody else work for me? Now, I know I sound a bit childish saying that because the reality is my baby is different than everybody else's baby and vice versa. However, it's frustrating when you are so sleep deprived and then you're losing even more sleep because you're sleep training for ideally results. That's why you're sacrificing more of your sleep that you cannot afford to sacrifice, but you're doing it anyways. You're involving your partner now who is going to also be sleep deprived. So now you have 2 sleep deprived parents who are struggling. I think we're a bit bitter and upset that we haven't seen progress enough that makes us say, wow, this is worthwhile. I'm happy that she's off the boob, but the point of her being off the boob, I don't mind her being on the boob. Like I want her to nurse till she's 2 or whatever, however I feel comfortable. That's not the problem. The problem is I need sleep. That's why I thought cutting her off at night will get me sleep. But it hasn't gotten me sleep. For most nights, she has waken up every hour on the hour. Like that's insane. And then it takes us almost an hour to get her to fall asleep. okay? And almost every night she's had a 2 to 3 hour period where she's up and she's inconsolable and nothing we do helps. And she seems like she's falling asleep and we've calmed her down and she jolts and she's awake and she's fighting sleep and she's, you know, and then everyone tells me, well, have you thought of wake windows and sleep pressure? What sleep pressure, ma'am? She doesn't want to sleep. I follow the wake windows. I do all the things while rolling my eyes because I think it's such BS. Like I just look at my kid, I follow the cues, and I do my thing. We have our own little routine we've had for months, and she's done well on it because she's been on the boob at night. So I don't actually know how well she's doing on it. But her naps too. I'm lucky if she gets an hour and a half, okay? And she's down to 1 nap. She's been down to 1 nap for a while. The second nap was like never happening. Now, a part of me, I don't fully believe it, but a part of me is like, well, she might be going through a sleep regression and we just had shitty timing, right? You can't tell when a sleep regression is coming on. Well, you can, they're a little bit fussy, whatever, but it's not out of the ordinary for my baby to be a little clingy and fussy. Like that is who she is. She's a very happy baby. She's not fussy with anybody else, but around me and mommy, she just wants me all the time. So I can't tell if something shifts with her. Teething wise, she's been drooling a little bit more and I see teeth coming in. At this age, you get your first molars around, you start if you're early. And she has been early with all of her development things. So I wouldn't be surprised if her first molars are coming in. Her cheeks are a bit rosy red and she has a bit of a rash on her bum, which she gets when she's drooling a lot and through the teething phase. So I know that teeth are cutting in, like her little fangs, whatever they're called. And down here, they've been working on it for a while. These ones have been taking their time. And then I know that the first molar is supposed to be coming in. I haven't checked. Like she won't let me really go in her mouth. So I assume that's happening. All of that to say, it could be a mix of that and sleep training and her fighting it and her also needing more comfort more than normal. So I don't know. At this point, we're not going to stop it because we're already in too deep and we want to like really exhaust it and make sure. Yesterday we saw some progress, and when I say some, I mean like this much progress. She had like a 2.5 hour stretch of sleep, which is amazing for her. Guys, that's what I'm celebrating, a 2.5 hour stretch of uninterrupted sleep for everybody in the house. But then it's up like clockwork. Do you know what I mean? Then she's up and she'll be up again. Okay, we're talking like, I think one of our worst nights was like, she woke up every half an hour. Emotionally, like it's exhausting and physically it's exhausting and you're just dying for some sleep. Nothing, your arms are hurting, like, you know, holding her, or, you know, she likes to hold her hand while she's in her bed. And like my hand's over the railing and like my hand goes numb, my feet go numb, my body hurts, and you're there for hours. Like this is the truth. I don't know, like sleep training, everyone makes it seem like, okay, like we had a rough night, but like we're being consistent. I'm like, girl, it's not rough, it's hell. It's horrible. Some people are just like, well, you know, some babies just don't sleep. Like that's the reality of it. And I think that's more real and honest than those that are like, yeah, like your baby will sleep eventually. Like, okay, yeah, she'll sleep eventually. Like, but when? When she's 5? Like I can't afford 5 years of no sleep. And I also don't want to do cried out because I know my baby. We usually take long car rides to go visit my family. And those car rides range from 3 to 5 hours. We obviously make stops. We obviously whatever do our thing. But once we were going on a 3-hour car ride and she was fed, changed, whatever, all ready for her nap. The drive was scheduled on her nap time. She wasn't having it that day and she cried and screamed for almost 3 hours straight. We made stops to check on her. I picked her up, she was fine, put her back in the car seat, scream crying. No, and it's not the car seat, okay? Because she's fine now with the car seat. But 3 hours, she would not quit. Like you'd think she'd get tired and she was exhausted, but she was. And the longer you let her go, the more it escalates. Like she's not a child that can do cried out. And I also don't feel comfortable with cried out. I don't stray away and I don't not let her try and settle herself. Don't get me wrong. I give her a moment. I don't intervene all the time because I think that's more annoying, you know, like she's half awake, half asleep. Like let her do her thing, let her get comfortable. I'm here to support her, watch her to make sure she's safe and so that she doesn't escalate. So I'm not like super gentle to the point where I'm like, and again, what you classify as gentle on the internet now is different, but it's not like I'm not letting her try. Do you know what I mean? But I'm also not gonna sit there and listen to my baby scream cry for intervals at a time. It's just not for me and it's not for her. You know what I've learned about motherhood? You don't trust your instincts most of the time, but all of the time it's right. Like I'm always doubting it because I'm like, oh, this isn't working, this isn't working, this isn't working. But then I try other methods and then I go back to what I originally thought, but I was just like not confident making that call because what do I know? This is my first child. And then I'm always right. So I'm just sticking with what I think is right for us, and it's this, even though there's no progress. So I don't know how to explain how it could be right. And I know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting it to be different results, right? But like, maybe I'm insane. The more we change methods, the more it's gonna be inconsistent, confuse her, and she's gonna think she's gonna get more or less out of certain things if she cries more. Like we need to keep it really boring, dull, and like make it not worth it for her to wake up and make a scene. You know, she needs to be like, oh, I'm awake. What am I gonna do if they cry? And they're gonna come and pat me, not give me what I want. So fuck it, you know? Like that's what sleep training really is all about. At least that's what I think it is. Teaching your baby to settle and be able to sleep on their own or be comfortable to do so and understand that it's not really worth it. Like, you know, if I need something, they'll be there, but it's not really worth it for me right now to make a whole scene and get up because I'm too tired. So, I mean, I will say she's had longer stretches a little bit. Like last night was still really hard because she was up for 3 hours, like just difficult to put down. It's always around midnight. I can't tell if this is progress or if it's not because okay, she might be sleeping slightly longer stretches, but then she'll wake up for half the night and stay awake for half the night, you know? And then by like 5-ish, she is like giving us a hard time. So we end up bringing her to our bed and I just nurse her. That's when our morning kind of starts, but then she gets like another 2-3 hours in the bed with us, which we all need at that point. So I said, if the sun is coming out and it's getting light outside, we can bring her into the bed. If it's not, she's got to stick it out and we've got to stick it out, unfortunately. But I'm doing what I think is best. I don't know anymore. I posted so many videos on TikTok and everybody is like, I feel the same way, I'm going through the same thing, let me know if you figure it out. And then other people are like giving me so much advice and what a community. And it's so amazing how many people, oh, amazing, it sucks how many people are going through this journey of sleep. I've been so angry and grouchy and like not happy. I think it's the accumulation of no sleep, of being on edge, worrying about every single night. Is she gonna progress? Is she not? I take that all on me and I don't, like I can't not. I'm a mother, okay? I don't have a minute to recuperate, you know, and I'm trying to figure out what the best course of action is. How do I take a moment for myself? How do I take a beat? How can I pour into my cup more than I've already have? And I haven't been a lot, but I just can't find the time. And then I know someone's gonna say like, well, make time, but like I can't. My priorities are my child, you know, and making sure the house is like a well-oiled machine, because otherwise who's the one that feels the most stressed about that? Me, you know. Like I'm not super easygoing, I'm not go with the flow, I'm high strung sometimes, I'm like an anxious person. And so for me, prioritizing my home, cooking, cleaning, doing all that is what makes me less stressed. And so by doing all of those tasks, I feel like it just ends up compiling and feeling like I'm non-stop doing stuff for everything and everyone, and including myself, but it doesn't fill my cup. It just makes me not crumble in that moment, if that makes sense. Honestly, I don't know if it makes sense, but it wouldn't be an outfit of mine if there wasn't a bit of edge to it. So I'm putting on my All Saints suede. It's got some fringe. I don't know if you can see that. I've had this for so many years. And it's a cropped, kind of like a 3/4. Like that's a better, like more unintentional look. I want to darken it up a little bit. It's my mood. It's my mood. I feel like mothers feel the weight of the world all the time, especially if you're like a first-time mom, an anxious mom. I feel so jumbled in my head that I don't know why I feel this way. But like, well, then take more time, ask for help. Like I do, but I rely on other people to get a break, and that in of itself stresses me out. I'm on somebody else's time. I'm not super into astrology, but like my sign is Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about death and rebirth, and I'm always like going through the fucking ringer and then like coming out the other end and becoming stronger and changing and growing and then very transformative. And I'm just like, can I just have one like season where like it's not about that? Like I just, you know, like cool, I get it, like ooh, complex and like deep and like shedding skin and like rebirth. But how many times do I have to do that in a fucking year? Like let me fucking be. Part of me also thinks that like maybe deep down inside I need that to feel productive. So that's something I've worked on in therapy for many years, and I feel like I need to revisit that part of me again and kind of like tap in and see where we at, what's going on.
I saw you standing by the willow tree. Your laughter danced like ripples on the sea. The world stood still, the sky leaned down to see. And I wonder,
Hey, what did I say about showing up on camera like this? I mean, who cares? I don't have the time or the energy or the patience. We know what stage in my life I'm at right now, and that is still survival mode, even 16 months in. Hi, I'm popping back in on this vlog just to let you guys know a bit of an update on the sleep training and how it's going, because when I first recorded some of the clips you just saw, I was like just early into the sleep training days, and I wanted to give you guys a more like full outlook on how that's going. So currently we are 4 weeks into sleep training, and the reason why we're 4 weeks into sleep training is because we have not trained her to sleep yet, meaning this has not worked. I've just realized that our baby is not ready for sleep. Coming to this conclusion is upsetting to those that have been banking on sleep training to be the answer to all their problems, because it's been marketed that way. It's been pushed on you from your pediatrician. It's been pushed on you from other people in your lives, your parents, your family members, in-laws, whatever, because for them it worked because they did the cry it out method because they had to, because they were going back to work or they had no choice, and like it was non-negotiable. And even people who have gone to work and have tried the cry it out method, one sleep regression and it's all out the window. So I wanted to just give you a brief outline. I'm going to do like a sit down and do like a Q&A and go through like my top comments on my TikTok videos about this whole sleep training situation. If you follow me on there, you'll know there's plenty of comments. If you are like desperate and looking for some more information from real people who have babies like us, go on my TikTok and have a read through. Like, especially if you're up at 4 a.m. and you don't know what else to do, that's a great activity because it'll be inspiring in a way and also give you some hope, but also will make you feel less alone. So I'm really glad that that community is building in the comments of my videos. I really did not think that other people were experiencing what I was experiencing, and I felt for the longest time that I was the only one with a baby like this, and that like I was doing something wrong, that, you know, with my luck, and like I was just very Debbie Downer victim mentality. We're just gonna have to deal with it. We're gonna have to divide and conquer and do what most people do in the newborn days, which is split the nights. Daddy will do until a certain time, then mommy will take over and do a certain time. And if she ends up sleeping while we're on our shift, great. If she doesn't, we're there, and at least one of us gets a stretch, or at least we try. The problem with me is no matter what we do, I'm always gonna wake up every 2 hours automatically because my body has been trained that way for 16 months. I'm severely sleep deprived, and I'm actually, I'll speak about this in a different vlog because it warrants its own vlog, but I'm like seeking help for my well-being because of the sleep deprivation, and because mentally I'm not doing so hot and I'm not doing as well as I would like to. I want to show up as a healthy, happy, good mom, and I'm struggling to do that right now. I am a good mom, I know that. I don't need validation in that department, but I don't know, some of you guys have been able to suss it out, and some of you guys are like, I think you have postpartum depression, girl. Like, I think you have postpartum anxiety. Like, hell yeah, I do. I just need better resources and better tools. So I've done what I can do on my own, but I think it's time to pass it on to a professional who can help guide me and keep me accountable and just make sure that I'm okay. Because the sleep deprivation is no joke, and that is definitely, I think, the biggest aggravator to me feeling the way that I feel. This sleep training journey has taught me that there's a lot more underneath the surface. Yes, sleep is so crucial and important. When you don't have that, you can go insane. But I have just been neglecting myself. I work myself to the ground. You know, for example, now, like, I have a few hours to myself. Max took Esme to the in-laws to just like chill and give me space. And he, you know, because he sees that I need that, and I appreciate that. I'm lucky to have that. But instead of like chilling, I have a problem. Like, I have a problem. I can't chill. I have to do the laundry, but it's not life or death. You know what I mean? And I have to edit, but I don't have to edit. Like, there's a lot that I have to unpack with myself. And motherhood has really, like, it really makes you deal with your shit. All this to say, sleep training has not worked the past 4 weeks for us. She's still waking up several times at night. She sometimes has a longer stretch the first chunk of the night. So when we put her down, she might sleep for 4 hours, sometimes, you know, 5 if we're lucky. But I would say the average is 4 hours the first stretch. Sometimes she wakes up like literally 2 hours after the first stretch. So it's like a false start. All this fucking terminology you learn when you're sleep training. And yeah, I just realized that the reason why she was on the boob all night when we were co-sleeping is because it was comfort. It wasn't even the boob. The night weaning was the easiest part of this, ironically. It is just her getting sleep and comforting herself or being able to fall back asleep when she wakes up in between sleep cycles. She's fed really well. She's super active. She's super happy throughout the day. Like, she is full of energy. Like, everyone, the in-laws, like grandparents, friends, family are like, this is the baby that doesn't sleep. Like, she is, there's no way she's not exhausted by the end of the day. I'm like, no, she is an energizer bunny. She recharges herself. Solar energy, just fucking solar panel, this one. I'm thankful that she's healthy and happy, but sleep is just not our strong suit. And that's really the only problem we have. And if we put that into perspective, it's just a time thing. I do believe that with time and as she matures, her sleep will follow. But as of right now, we're also at the annoying age of like 16 months, 17 months, 18 months. She's almost 17 months, honestly, when I'm recording this. She's almost a year and a half. And being a year and a half, there's a huge regression. There's tons of teething. The big teeth are coming out. The first molars, like her learning to talk and speak. Like, I see that happening right before my eyes. Every day she's like more skilled in that department. That's a lot of work. And sleep, like, her brain is just overloaded, you know? So I'm just trying to like put things into perspective. It is hard when it's in the middle of the night and you're dying for sleep, or you're woken up in the deepest sleep you've had in a long time, and then you're like, fuck, like, it is what it is. But I'm so thankful that I have a partner who has been really great and has honestly owned that part of parenthood the past 4 weeks. He has stepped in. He has done most of the night wakings. We tap each other out when we're like really, like, it's been like over an hour of us trying to settle her, and like we're getting to our end. We need to swap before we lose our shit. So that's sometimes why it's difficult to sleep as well, because even if we do divide the nights, we're like always like on edge, making sure that the person's okay, because we love each other, you know. But we're gonna work on that, and I will report back. But we have not been successful with sleep training 4 weeks in. So if you're there, you're not alone. I'm sending my love and hopefully sleep vibes for all of us soon. Thank you so much for watching the vlog. I really appreciate you guys being here and following me and supporting me and subscribing. I know I have a small little community on here. I love that it's like small and intimate, and if you know, you know kind of vibes. I will see you guys back here soon.
You feel it too. This spark, this light, this sun.